Hey, what's up, fam? Hey, thank y'all again for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get notifications every time I drop a video. Today we want to talk about probably the top story in the news in the last 24 hours. It's about Sha'Carri Richardson, straight out of Dallas, straight out of Carter High School. The young lady, after running a 10.86 and a 100-meter dash, the Olympic trial finals, has been suspended from the Olympic team for a month, starting June 28th and then carry on until July 28th. And she's suspended because they found a substance in her system that you can find in marijuana. Now, we'll just in layman's terms, she got suspended for smoking weed after she, won her race, which is pretty doggone sad. It could be pretty disappointing. I'm sure disappointing for her and maybe a lot of her fans and family, but she's 21 years old, made a choice, made a mistake, and now her and her teammates will have to suffer for it. Now, a lot of people say she's been going through a lot, because I think a week before the Olympic trials, her biological mother had passed. So she come out a week later, smoking. I mean, not, on the track. Come out, if you see that race, man, she looked like she had a rough start and then somehow just sucked everybody up and just flew by them like they were just standing still. The girl has talent. And I'm hoping after this 1 month suspension, well, I'm sure she will. I'm not even gonna hope. I know when she comes back, she's gonna learn from this, and she's gonna, get back to form and win all kind of gold medals, break records, and then 4 years from now, be back in the Olympics. 2 years from now, be in like the world championships and things like that. So, but I mean, I'm sure she's probably beating herself up when she went on TV and gave a quote. She said, I know what I did. Well, this is what she posted. She said, I know what I did. I know what I was supposed to do and allowed not to do. I still made that decision. I'm not making any excuse or looking for any empathy. That's a pretty grown-up statement. So I'm gonna hit it from both. I'm trying to hit it from different angles. One, like I said, it's very disappointing. Young lady, when I saw her run, watching her run, seeing how far she's gotten, I'm thinking, man, 21 years old, straight out the hood, and at 21, she's running for the Olympic team, which means she has some sort of discipline. She understands the rules, knows what to do right and wrong, because, I know a lot of kids who played sports growing up, basketball, football, track and field, and if they were like as good as she was, then they should be able to get away with a whole lot of stuff. And in the end, it would be detrimental to them, because as they got older, they believed that, they deserve anything they wanted and could get away with anything. But as time went on, and then, they stopped practicing as much and thinking that they were just, God's gift to the world. And then you got people that's passing them up, and they didn't know how to handle that because they're so used to getting things their way. But this young lady got up to the age of 21, then got to the Olympics, the Olympic team, and pretty much was going to go to the Olympics, and barring any kind of unforeseen injury or anything, she was going to win a gold medal. And probably, and there's a lot of athletes now, out there on the Olympic team, sisters who look like in the track team, that shoot, it's like America's pretty much guaranteed to win gold. All the way around, it looks like in a lot of sports. But she messed up. She made a bad choice. And my question is, I wonder when she did this, I wonder if anyone else was around. I wonder if she had any hangers-on, people who are just there because she's famous, people trying to get in the limelight, people leeching off of her. And they all sitting there, smoking weed, because if I guarantee if she was around her coach or her teammates, it wouldn't happen. Especially not now. Because you're like, 5 seconds from being, 10 seconds from being, win the gold medal at the Olympics, 10 seconds from getting all kind of endorsements, just a few seconds from becoming rich, maybe even wealthy beyond your dreams in a matter of days. By the end of the summer, you could, had millions now. Who knows how many sponsors or maybe, potential sponsors pulling back, kind of waiting, gonna give her a little time. And may come back later once she starts winning. And I know a lot of people talk about Michael Phelps, a few years back, got caught marijuana, got 3 months suspension. Yep. It wasn't during the Olympics. And he was suspended for 3 months. And they did kind of push him to the side a little bit. And now they brought him back with a almond milk commercial. And things like that. So, but we're also talking about them people, not our people. Them people can get away with a lot more stuff than we can. But can we cry over spilled milk? Can we get, no, you can't really trip, because this is their world. They control this world. We can sit here and cry and say how things are unfair, but we know how it works. So if you want to change it, the thing we have to do is, when you want to buck the system, you first have to follow the rules, learn the game, excel, and then create your own system. That's how you do it. You do not try to change the system. People try to say, I'm going to change the system within the system. You can't do it, because the system is watching you. The system became a system because they know how everybody else does. You don't. So they're watching you, know every move you make, everything you plan on doing, because they've done it. So what you have to do is excel, get beyond that system, and then create your own system separate from them. That's going to be the best way, the only way, the quickest way, and the one way that's going to, last the longest. That's basically the only way you can do it. But we'll see. Olympics. I like to watch, track and field. I like to watch, the 100 meters, 200, relays. That's what we like to watch. But we'll see. We'll see. I might still watch. I'll probably still watch the races or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Support the sisters that's running. But other than that, like I said, this is very disappointing. But one of the main questions, flipping the script right quick, one of the big questions right now is, why is marijuana still illegal? Why is it a banned substance in the in the Olympics? Now, like I say, I don't condone. Well, I'm like this. I'm not a smoker. If you want to smoke marijuana or what have you, teach your own. I know people do it for, like I said, recreational use. Some people do it for medicinal purposes. I know people with glaucoma, headaches, some kind of pain. Marijuana, they say, eases the pain. So, if you want to do it, you should do it, because I think it's no worse than, freaking alcohol. And you can buy alcohol all day, every day, at pretty much any store out there. And you can buy a whole dang on bottle, and you can sit right there in the parking lot and drink a whole bottle if you want to. Now, you mess around and get in an accident, kill people, and kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? That can happen. But again, alcohol is legal, but marijuana is not. And that's something that needs to change. It's actually, matter of fact, truth be told, alcohol is legal in 30 states for recreational use, but it's not legal for by the feds. So you got all these dispensaries out here, and people making all this money, but you can't put it in the bank. And so they have stores on the internet where these cats are hiding money and, safes, and in the walls and underground and the storage units, because you can't put in the Fed bank because the Feds sit there and confiscate it if they want to, you know. So anyway, going back to wondering like why is marijuana banned in the Olympics? In the bylaws, it is stated that it can represent an actual or potential health risk to an athlete, or has a potential to enhance, or it does enhance sports performance, or 3, it violates the spirit of the sport. Now, all a substance has to do is hit 2 of these 3 points, and it can be considered banned and can get you suspended. But a 2018 study showed that there's no evidence that marijuana enhances or is a masking agent, which makes sense because from what I know, from people I know that smoke, it slows them down. You know, it don't make them violent. You know, it don't make them want to do crazy stuff. Pretty much, you know, mellows you out. So, hell, if she was smoking weed, you know, the day of the doggone me race, and she still blew these people out, shoot, what you suspended for? Because all she gonna do is, you can make sure she don't smoke the day of the race, shoot, she probably run a 10 flat, you know. So I mean, so that really didn't make sense. And you know, and most pro sports either took it off its banned list or they just don't test it like the NBA. But allow me to give you a history lesson real quick. And this stuff you can look up yourself. You can Google all this. That's what I did. So it says in the 1800s, marijuana was not an issue in this country. People smoked it. But I remember 1800s still, you know, white people ran country, still had slavery, you know. Sharecropping, I think still had slavery. Sharecropping hadn't got in yet, it was coming in later. But you know, it wasn't a problem until an influx of Mexicans came in the early 1900s, and they brought recreational use with them. Now, just like now, the Mexicans was coming over the border, getting away from their country. So I'm quite sure they was going through all kind of hardships, problems. So like most people do, when you got a lot of problems, you find a way to relieve that tension. And a lot of times people drink, people smoke, people lift weights, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times smoking and drinking is like the go-to way to relieve problems in your mind, the stress in your mind. So then the American people, just like now, I want people coming, all these Mexicans coming over the border, you know, messing up the good white folks' land. In 1936, a film called Reefer Madness came out, and what it showed was teens smoking marijuana for the first time, which led to hallucinations, attempted rape. Wasn't no raping, wasn't no sexual misconduct actually done in the video, but it was potential sexual misconduct and murder. And they also said it was made you think, I wanted the American people think it was a gateway drug to, you know, to these violent crimes or what have you. And so in 1937, they passed the Marijuana Tax Act. So for all you people who feel that marijuana is illegal because they can't tax it, that's a lie. It has been taxed. When they sold it back then, they taxed it. And then the commissioner of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, named Harry Ansler, connected the violence to black and Hispanic people, and that's where the racism part of this really kicks in. And he said that marijuana caused Aboriginal people to forget their place in society. True story. He also said that jazz was evil music created by the influence of marijuana. So after these acts were passed, Aboriginal people, compared to white people, were arrested 3 times as likely, and Mexicans were arrested 9 times as likely than white people. And then in 1957, the government passed the Boggs Act, which made it mandatory for sentencing for drug convictions. First offense, you could get 2 to 5 years and $2,000 fine, and so on and so on. But then later on, when Richard Nixon, everybody know he was racist, well, just like pretty much all the presidents. Nixon came and he repealed the Marijuana Act, the Marijuana Tax Act, right? Like doing something for you. You think he's doing something for you, but then he turned marijuana into a Schedule I drug, which is on the same level as LSD, heroin, and ecstasy. Marijuana. So this is where all your problems came in with the marijuana and why it's illegal. Why it was illegal. But why is it still illegal? Nobody knows. A lot of people, including myself, feel it should be legalized because, again, you got cigarettes that's legal, and that's more deadly, probably the most deadly legal thing with the worst outcome, followed by alcohol, and marijuana's not even on either one of those levels. But it says now like 61% of Americans feel that marijuana should be legalized, compared to 30 years ago with only like 16%. But I'm trying to figure out, like I said, why was marijuana a Schedule I drug? But you know what should be a Schedule I drug? You know what it is addictive and what can be performance enhancing. It can be harmful if you want to use that definition of them terms. Harmful to the athlete or just anybody in general. Sugar is probably one of the most addictive substances in the world. Excuse me. And it's in everything. It's in pretty much all foods. It's in foods, manufactured foods. It's in foods that you don't even know have sugar in, like chips, like bread. You know, a person can be hungry or think they're hungry. A person could crave something to eat and not realize that what they want, that their body is craving sugar. And your body knows where the sugar is. You may not know, but subconsciously your body knows where sugar is at. And it knows it's in bread. It knows it's in chips. You know, it knows it's in peanuts. Anything like that they add flavor to. The government knows, you know, CBC knows, the FDA knows. And the sugar has caused a lot of, processed sugar has caused a lot of problems over the years. You see the problem with diabetes. You see the problem with like organ failure, obesity, all this stuff. And you can pretty much pinpoint it all to sugar. But yet, I don't know one issue that you can pinpoint to marijuana. Now, it could be the smoking. I'm not sure about the smoking, the lung, you know, smoking inhalation, the lungs and stuff like that. But I know it has a lot of benefits to it. No, marijuana has a lot of benefits to it. Sugar don't. Sugar does not. And we feed it to our children. And you wonder why you got a bunch of little babies, little kids who are like 8 years old and got bellies and titties. And it's pretty much due to what they eat. 9% of your body, 9% of everything you deal with starts with diet. Exercise is next. So you drink a lot of sodas, eat a lot of candy, chips, even these juices out there. All that stuff is filled with sugar. But it's not illegal. But hopefully, and my last point, back to the marijuana. A lot of times you don't want to, they always say never be the first person to do anything. But I'm hoping that this whole case with Miss Sister Richardson is a positive. She may be what you call the guinea pig to get these laws and stuff changed like real quick. Because again, marijuana didn't help her run no faster. Maybe it helped her stride a little smoother, but it didn't help her run any faster. And so hopefully this could help push forward to legalizing marijuana and getting it off the banned substance in any sport. Because a lot of these sports is like football. Marijuana is illegal, but they feed you opioids and painkillers like it's candy. And a lot of these athletes have all kind of problems, because all the painkiller do is just, not only does it, kill the pain, but it also kills organs and destroys your body. But it's legal. Now they're trying to minimize it, and lessen the use, but it's still there. Like I said, that's why a lot of these sports are like not even testing for it or took it off the banned substance, because they understand the benefits of marijuana. So again, like I said, hopefully this will be the spark that ignites the flame to get these rules changed. But hey, that's enough from me. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. If you got any questions, suggestions, comments, you can got any ideas for me, stories you'd like for me to do. Hey, shoot me an email. It's down in the description box. Want to support the channel? Hey, go to my website. Buy some products. You got a YouTube channel. Sign up to TubeBuddy. It's a great little old tool or instrument that I use that helps me help my channel grow and make my channel better and more appealing to you guys. But with all that said, I'm out of here, and until next time, peace.